Do you have this sinking feeling your studio space could be making you more money?
Did you just move in, throw some stuff up on the walls, park your computer in the corner, and then forget it?
Well, in this four-part series, we're going to give you a studio tour and break down four areas that help us maximize profit. Hi, we are David and Whitney Scott. We are a full-time husband and wife team, married 26 years, in business together 17 of those years, and we're located in Northwest Arkansas. And just a few months ago, we moved into our new studio space.
We're going to give you a tour of that space, but it actually got us reminiscing because we moved into this great big space. But when we started out, we didn't have a studio space at all. We actually, if you followed us for a while, you may have seen our very first IPS video that we filmed
What, 11 years ago?
11 years ago.
Yikes.
And that was back when we didn't have a studio. We were doing everything on location, and we were bringing clients to our home to sit around our dining room table to project their images on the wall.
Yeah, 60-year-old farmhouse
Yeah.
projected on a yellow wall. It wasn't ideal, but it worked.
And so, while we're going to show you this great space that we have, I just want you to know that the principles are still the same. You can still give your clients an amazing experience. You can still give them beautiful images, and you don't have to have a studio space for that. But it's kind of fun when you do. So this is going to be a 4-part series. We're going to take you into 4 spaces in our studio, and we're going to show you what we do in those spaces to increase your bottom line. We're going to show you the lobby and how we use that to educate. We're going to show you the camera room and talk about how we use that to connect. We're going to show you the office, talk about how we use that to plan, and the sales room to show you how we use that to sell. But sell better, sell effectively. It's going to be kind of like HGTV meets Masterclass.
So are you ready? Let's get started with the tour. So welcome to our studio space. We want clients, when they first walk in the door, to have this sense of belonging, sense of feeling comfortable, but also very much a sense of, I'm going to spend some money here. That's what we want to feel. And that goes into all kinds of things. I mean, when we got this space, it was nothing but a shell, just cold and impersonal and just yuck.
It had been a skate shop before.
Yeah,
so
like skateboards.
White walls. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, but we want it to feel like us. So that just means warm tones, a little bit darker. If you're bright and airy, that's great. Make your space reflect who you are. But for us, it was just more comfortable, homey type furnishings, candles that smell like the things we like, brands that draw us in even. So think of a spot, a place you like to go, maybe even a hotel in Vegas, which sounds weird, but they have spent so much money on the science of scents and smells to make you feel comfortable in their space. Why not piggyback off of their research and do the same thing?
We did not go with the Vegas vibe.
No, we didn't. It's a little bit more
I've always
family
said,
oriented.
no, our vibe is we love the brands Ralph Lauren and Anthropologie. So we're always looking for kind of a combination of those things.
Yeah.
So that if you can find a brand that you resonate with, that's a really helpful starting point. But we want to talk too about when we set up this lobby, we were thinking about our clients and what we want them to purchase. And we know that we have to show people what we want to sell. And so the first thing we want to talk about is just showing clients products that you love. And I know that sounds strange because you're thinking, well, shouldn't I get what my clients love? Well, you're kind of the arbiter of good taste here. I think this is a big mistake that photographers make, especially when they first start going to big trade shows like the one at Imaging USA. They get
Oh,
overwhelmed with all of the options. I know we did that.
yeah. If you have ADHD at all, you will be distracted to the limit because there's so many neat things to see. But,
Well, you have to go with a plan in mind, know what you're
yeah,
going to be shopping for that particular time. But your clients don't need to see 100 different wall options.
nope.
They need you to be the curator and to show them the very best that's out there. So, for example, one of my favorite things that we have over here is a picture of our dog, Annie, and it is in my new favorite frame from Graphy Studio. And I did see this at the trade show last
Hmm.
year for the first time. And then I went and they didn't have it on their website. And so I called them up and I'm like, I want that. So they're working to get that for me.
Hmm.
But I love this. I love this frame. I love this dog. And so every time I walk in, I feel a little bit of what I want our clients to feel.
Hmm.
And they can feel that. They can feel when you love something and it kind of makes them love it too.
Because believe it or not, we kind of get trapped in our own little bubble about what um, what is available for photographers to sell and what we might. Your clients view you as the expert, and they take seriously your opinion. And so you really have to sell what you love.
Mhm.
Otherwise, they're going to feel that inauthenticity.
Oh,
That was
you
a
got that
mouthful.
word. I was so worried we were going to have to reshoot the whole thing.
I got it.
Good job. Good job. So anyway, that's point number one though,
Mhm.
is showing what you love and showing what you want to sell. So obviously the larger the better as well. We know, and research has shown this, but our personal experience has shown us this too, that clients will not buy anything larger than you display. Typically,
Mhm.
they will size down one size from the largest thing that you are showing on your walls. So the bigger you can go, the more impactful that's going to be for clients. The more they're going to see it and go, oh, I love that. That would look great on my walls. And especially, and of course, we have our lobby set up this way, if you have a couple of areas that mimic a home environment. So here we
Mhm.
have a couch and we have a larger image above it. And you'll see in a minute on this side of our lobby, we have a fireplace set up. A lot of our clients have those too, so that we can show appropriate scale above a fireplace.
Yeah.
So for me, I think one of the most valuable things we do in this space is we use it for education with our clients.
Mhm.
So when people come in to do their reveal and ordering appointment, I physically walk them around our studio space or our lobby, and I use pieces of artwork to educate them so that they can see sizes, they can see finishes. But most of our clients have not done an in-person sales appointment before. They haven't done the whole projection thing. They're a little intimidated. And so the more we can educate them about what's coming and how to make good decisions, the better equipped they're going to be and the better our sales are going to be.
Exactly. Because again, as photographers, we live in our own little bubble where we understand sizes, just all the things that go into wall art, but we can't expect that of our clients. So this is where the education component is huge. Spend some time inviting your clients into this world and making them a part of it.
Well, and two, I think it's important to note this is why photographers are intimidated by this because they think, oh, but isn't that salesy? If I'm like, ooh, you should buy this, you should get bigger. No,
Nope.
no, no, no.
Nope.
This is about education. Education is not the same as selling hard to somebody. If somebody is educating me on what type of flooring I should buy for my house, that's an area I have no expertise in.
Hmm.
So I want to know what I should do. So as a photographer, that's part of my job to educate clients so they can make good decisions. I'm not making those decisions for them.
Exactly. Underlying all of that is engendering trust with your clients.
Mm.
For example, one year we had a client who came in and was wanting a pretty large wall art piece above their couch. And of course, you're having to worry about where the head falls on the couch because they're all made different. But also, you have to consider ceiling height. And so I asked our client, well, how tall are your ceilings? And she said, I think they're just 8 feet. Well, the size that she was wanting to get over the couch was just going to be too big. It didn't have room to breathe. And so we actually talked her down a size because it just wouldn't have been appropriate to put such a large piece above her couch. Yes, we lost money, but part of the education component, and especially engendering trust with your client, is perhaps even losing a little bit to make a great sale.
When that client comes back later, though, and you
Mhm.
say you need to go bigger, they know you're not just out for their money, right?
Yep, they're going to trust you, and that makes all the difference in the world.
So let me just share with you a little bit about specific education we give to clients. So, for example, let me talk about an image that we have over here on our wall. I talk about this image as being a traditional portrait. So, the client, this girl, she's beautifully posed, she's looking at the camera. I also tell clients, hey, this is what everybody thinks they're supposed to put on their wall. Um, but also in an image where the subject is looking straight at the camera, you have to be able to connect with their eyes. You need to feel the connection. So
Hmm.
if you're viewing this portrait from above the mantle, across the room, the eyes need to be large enough for you to see them sparkle.
That's key. But also note that later on in the sales room, when the client is trying to determine what size they need for the wall, they will know this. They'll know this little piece of information, this little education component that you shared with them before they saw their images, and they will tend to make the right sizing decision for themselves. You don't have to do any hard selling or even really any selling at all because you've educated them on what is appropriate and also the little things you need to look for because now they're not just buying a picture, they're buying art.
hmm Well, and we show them the difference between a traditional portrait like this, where the subject is looking directly at the camera, and a non-traditional portrait. So something like this one, where the subject is looking away, or people are connecting with each other.
Hmm.
It's more artistic. So you're looking at the impact of the image as a whole. It's not about connecting with something specific. It's about the feeling you get when you see the portrait.
Exactly. Now, when it comes to your clients and what they need and all that kind of stuff, one objection we hear from clients a lot is, and maybe you've heard this too, well, I don't have wall space. I don't have enough wall space. I've got too many windows. My house is open concept.
Well,
So,
and that's a great opportunity for us to get ahead of these
oh
objections.
yeah,
So we're
exactly.
educating clients on what to do about that so we don't have to hear that objection when we get in the sales room.
Yeah. So, for example, we show clients space above our couch and say something like, some people have lots of available wall space and they'll do larger pieces or even groupings. And then we indicate some pieces that we have intentionally hung, um,
Just over the coffee bar
yeah,
over
they're
here,
exactly, or
and
over
this
the
one, yeah.
doorway, a small, thin space. Because our clients, we can't expect them to understand what a 1 to 2 ratio is off the bat. They'll, but if you explain this is a nice skinny piece that would fit perfectly right here, well, then they understand that. They get it.
Yeah. So we say, yeah. So other clients have open floor plans without much wall space. But this just shows you that even when it may seem like you don't have much room, we can almost always find spaces to still have a piece with presence.
Mhm. So I hope this has helped you in looking at your lobby very strategically. Instead of just a place to throw up some pictures and show off your best work is great, but is it serving its real intended purpose? After all, we're in business. We have kids to feed, we have vacations to plan for, we have retirement to save for. We're running a business. So ask yourself, is my lobby strategically working to to make me more profit per client? Look at the pieces that you have. Look at the work, but also look at the education component that goes with all of that because it will all come together. It will all become cohesive when you get into the sales room, when you get even into the camera room. And that's some of the places we're going to be going next. So Welcome to our lobby. Welcome to the studio. We're about to dig in a little bit deeper to some other spaces. But before you go, be sure to like, click, subscribe to ppa.com, and we'll see you in just a little bit.